Have you ever looked at an app on your phone and just wondered, how was that made? Well, what if I told you there's a way to build one beautiful app that runs on an iPhone, on an Android, and even in your web browser, all from the very same code? Nope, it's not a magic trick, it's Flutter. And today, we're going to pull back the curtain and see exactly how it works. So, what is the big problem that Flutter is trying to solve? Okay, imagine you want to build a house. Now imagine being told you need two totally different sets of blueprints, two different construction crews, and two different piles of materials just to build that exact same house in two different neighborhoods. Sounds crazy, right? Well, for a long time, that's exactly what app development was like for iOS and Android. The dream has always been to just build it once and have it work perfectly everywhere. And this is what that dream looks like in action. The app you're seeing here isn't just some basic screen with a button. It's got a polished user interface, smooth animations, and it's fully functional. But the most amazing part? It was all built from one single code base that can run on practically any screen you can imagine. That, right there, is the core promise of Flutter. Okay, so how does Flutter actually pull this off? Well, the secret sauce is a really simple but incredibly powerful idea. To get it, we need to break down an app into its most basic building blocks. You see, in the world of Flutter, absolutely everything you see, and even some things you don't, is a widget. Just think of widgets as Lego bricks. You know, you've got big ones, small ones, ones with all sorts of different shapes and colors. A button on the screen? That's a widget. A line of text? That's a widget too. But here's the really cool part. Even the invisible stuff, like the layout that centers that button or the padding that gives it some breathing room, those are also widgets. You literally just build your entire app by snapping these bricks together. Now, every app really has two sides to it. You've got the presentation, that's all the stuff you see, the user interface. And then you have the behavior, that's the logic behind the scenes that makes it all work. You know, a good analogy is a light switch. The physical switch on the wall, that's the presentation. The electrical wiring inside the wall that actually turns the light on, that's the behavior. The genius of Flutter is that it uses widgets to define both, giving you one consistent way to build everything. And just like with Legos, you don't just throw the bricks in a big pile. You connect them in a specific structure. In Flutter, we call this the widget tree. You start with a big foundational widget, like a scaffold for the whole screen. Then you nest other widgets inside of it, maybe an app bar for the top bar and a container for the main body. This hierarchy, this tree, lets you build incredibly complex and organized screens just one piece at a time. And the great thing is, Flutter doesn't just hand you a few basic bricks and say, good luck. It gives you a massive, organized toolbox right out of the box. You get powerful layout widgets like row and column to arrange things exactly how you want. You get navigation widgets to handle moving between different screens. And you get styling widgets to control the entire look and feel of your app from one central place. It's an entire system designed to make building beautiful UIs fast and, honestly, pretty fun. Okay, so we have these amazing Lego bricks called widgets. But what are the instructions? How do we actually write the code to put them all together? Well, that brings us to the language that powers everything under the hood. Meet Dart. Now, don't let a new language scare you. If you've ever seen code like Java or JavaScript, you're going to feel right at home. The really important thing to know is that Dart was built by Google specifically for this job, for building user interfaces. It's fast, and it has incredible features like hot reload, which lets you see your code changes on the screen almost instantly, without even restarting your app. It's a language built for speed, both for the app itself and for you, the developer. All right, so we've built a beautiful, static screen with our widgets and our Dart code. It looks great, but apps aren't just paintings in a museum. They need to come alive. How do we make them respond when a user taps a button or when new data comes in from the internet? The key to all of this interactivity is a single concept: state. Now, state is just a simple word for any piece of information in your app that can change. Think about a simple counter app. The number on the screen, that's your state. When you tap the plus button, the state, the number, changes, and Flutter knows it needs to update the screen to show that new number. State is basically the memory of your application. So this idea of state naturally splits our widgets into two types. You can think of a stateless widget as a photograph. It's static, it's fixed. An icon or a simple page title doesn't need to change, so it's stateless. A stateful widget, on the other hand, is more like a video. It's dynamic, it's meant to change over time. A checkbox you can tick, a slider you can move, or a form you can type into, all of those are stateful. So let's put it all together in a real-world scenario, like loading data from the internet. It really just boils down to 3 simple steps. First, your app makes a request out to a server asking for some data. Second, it waits for that server to respond. And third, and this is the magic part, once that data arrives, you update your app state with this new information. That one action tells Flutter, hey, we've got new stuff to show, and it automatically redraws the screen. It's a really elegant and efficient process. So we've covered the core engine. We have widgets, we have Dart, and we have state. But that's kind of like understanding how a car engine works without ever seeing the rest of the car. Flutter is so much more than just the code. It's a complete ecosystem designed to help you build amazing things from start to finish. Let's see what that looks like. You have the Flutter SDK, which is the core toolkit that compiles your code into a real native app. Then there's pub.dev, which is like a treasure chest of free open source packages from the community. If you need to add maps, play a video, or connect to a database, chances are someone has already built a package for it. And finally, you have the developer tools, which are like having an X-ray for your running app, letting you debug layouts and track performance in real time. It's really a complete workshop for app builders. So there you have it. We've gone from the frustrating problem of building for multiple platforms all the way to Flutter's elegant solution, a single codebase, a powerful and intuitive widget system, and a world-class developer toolkit. It really is a game changer. And that leaves us with just one last exciting question. With the power to build beautiful, high-performance apps for any platform you can think of, the only real limit is your imagination. So what will you create?